You are live. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in. Jesus, God, these scammers. Not going. I feel like it feels crooked. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. Happy Monday. There we go. Happy Monday. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. All right, there we go. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Monday, happy Monday. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. Again, welcome in. Man, oh man, oh man. It is Monday, you guys. It is Monday. It's Monday. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my camera. I wish it would stay where I wanted to stay. Welcome in. Welcome in. Here we go. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. Truly appreciate all of you guys for being here. Welcome in. Christy, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. All right, there we go. Flowers. There we go. Sorry. I'm trying to adjust everything, y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. So, a lot going on. A lot going on. Oh, God, this thing is going. There we go. Oh, welcome in. Welcome in. So we are definitely going to talk about what's up, chicken? What's going on? What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, Isaac. Welcome in. So, oh man, I feel like it's just so much going on, right? So much going on in the social media world, for sure. But tonight we're going to talk about the cost of financial decisions made in stress. Made in stress. So when you are in a stressful season, the cost that it will take on your finances, the cost that it will take on your finances when you make decisions in a stressful season. So that's what we are going to talk about tonight. Truly appreciate everyone for being here. Let me know where you are watching from, what state you are watching me from. Let me know. Let me know. Yep, let me know what state you are watching from. Lions, welcome in. Welcome in. For all the new people that are here, my name is Jenny. For all the new people that are here, my name is Janine. I am a Christian financial coach. And on this topic, VA, love it, Miss Brian. You said from VA. Well, welcome in. Truly appreciate it. So, drowned in insurance, in sauce. Welcome in, welcome in. So, welcome in. I truly appreciate you. So I don't know if you, so VA, you definitely got some of the snow, because yeah, I'm in Philly. And yeah, y'all, it's been a lot. Let me know how you are doing with the snow. Okay. Let me know how you are doing with the snow. Hello, Minecraft. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me know how you're doing with the snow. But yep, today. So all the new people that are here, my name is Janine. Miss Leslie, welcome in. Welcome in. My name is Janine. I am a Christian financial coach, and I talk about all things personal finances with God in the center. And we talk about like simple, well, we talk about complex money topics made simple in a step-by-step way with grace and God in the center. So definitely welcome in all of my new people. Welcome in. Truly appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. So we definitely want to talk about the cost of financial decisions made in stress. You ever made a financial decision while you stressed? Put it in the chat. Nate, welcome in. Welcome in. You ever made a financial decision made in stress? Put it in the chat. Nate, thank you so much for giving your heart, me friend. Hey, welcome in. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Not me. Oh, good. Good. Glad it's not you. Welcome in. Good evening. Happy Monday. Oh, not yet. Good. Hey, love. Hey, crowd. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you? Hope that you are doing well. My camera is getting on my nerves, Nate. I'm sorry if it's just like, but there we go. Hey, love it. Oh, hey. I hope you are doing well. Yep. I have my own credit card. Nee, you have your own credit card. I have. You said on your credit card. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You said you have on your credit cards. Listen, a lot of us have. So that's why I'm saying you are not alone. We are talking about. So y'all, this tripod is getting on my nerves. Listen, you are not alone. When I talk about making financial decisions in stress, like we definitely will talk about it. So, what are you talking about? We are talking about the cost of financial decisions made in stress. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Yep, that's what we are going to talk about. Oh, God, this thing. Nee, thank you so much for liking out the live. Truly appreciate it. So all the new people that are here, again, my name is Janine. I am a Christian financial coach, and I talk about all things personal finances with God in the center. So yeah, we talk about savings, we talk about getting out of debt, we talk about all of the things. Okay, so again, tonight I felt like it was appropriate with everything going on, you guys. So, you know, some certain things we can say online and we can't. So with all of the things going on in the social media world, right? With all of these platforms changing, okay? So many platforms are changing. So many things are changing with different creators. And, you know, again, some creators, you know, finances have been affected. And that's why it's so important to not make any financial decisions under stress. When your emotions is high, when you you know, you may be stressed. Jazz, welcome in, welcome in. You may not know what's going on at, you know, with a platform when it comes down to your finances. You know, some people have had their finances held up on the platform and they could not get their money. So it's just like in these times, right, when uncertainty, stressful times, let's say we could take the same analogy, you guys, to put it in. Let's say your job missed your checkup, okay? Or let's say that your check, you know, didn't come through, or, you know, something happened with HR with your money. That's why it's so important to make sure you have a savings. Make sure that you do not make any money decisions under stress. Give yourself some time to process what's going on. And I think that this could be applied to, I'm sorry, y'all, for keep fixing the camera, but my thing is like, honestly, keep going down. Like, what is it doing? I'm trying to fix it. And again, thank you so much for liking out the live. If you guys also can grab your daily heart meat, it would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, so it's so important to make sure, Trend Dumpling, welcome in, welcome in. Don't make any financial decisions when your emotions is high, because remember, you guys, when your emotions is high, and we, right? I made emotional decisions. We tend to not make good decisions when our emotions is high. You kind of want to give yourself 24 to 48 hours to think about it, right? To think about, do you need to swipe that card? Do you need to buy that purchase? Are you stressed about, things going on that you really can't control? Definitely. So we are definitely going to talk about it. Stacy, welcome in, welcome in. So again, all the new people that are here, put it in the chat where you are watching me from. Truly appreciate you for being here, liking out the live. Truly appreciate it. Also too, it's so important, you guys, again, so usually when I start my lives, I usually ask some engagement questions. So I'm going to start with this first question. Do stressful seasons make you avoid or rush money decisions? Do stressful decisions make you avoid, or does it make you rush your money decisions? What does it do? Put it in the chat, you guys. I would like for Angela, welcome in. I feel like for me, man, when I'm under a stressful decision, it's going to make me avoid making money decisions, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, listen, if I'm stressed, and I'm just trying to figure things out with my finances, or something going on family wise, or something going on personal, or whatever, I'm gonna probably not make no decision when it comes down to the finances, because you don't know what's going on. So I put it in the chat. Do you tend to rush to make a financial decision under stressful times, or do you tend to avoid it? So let me know. Do you tend to avoid it, or do you tend to rush? And like I said, you guys, I'm avoiding it. Definitely, for sure. I got a flash goal already, you guys. Let's see what the flash goal is. It's 3 TikTok. It's 5 people in the room. If you guys can help out with the TikTok live goal, it is 1 TikTok per person. If you guys can help out with the goal, it would be greatly appreciated. Hopefully the TikToks are working. If you guys want to help out with the TikTok live goal, it would be greatly appreciated. Hey, friend, Most Moto, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Thank you so much, Nate, for the TikToks. Welcome in. How are you? Welcome in. Let me know. Yep. So, okay. What's up, homeschool? What's up? So I said, we'll see how this live goes with this, whole new platform. I see you came across the street, friend. Oh, I've been across the street. I've definitely been across the street. Now, here's what I would say. I haven't been across the street live, so I definitely need to do that. But I definitely been across the street for sure. So I definitely need to hit the go live button across the street, which I am definitely for sure. Don't be sounding all tired. Listen, I know, definitely, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I said, I felt like, thank you so much, Nate. I felt like this topic tonight, what you were talking about yesterday is totally needed. The cost of making financial decisions, made in stress, right? The cost of making financial decisions made in stress. And I feel like a lot of creators, at this time, or just it cannot necessarily, it's a bit challenging. I may wait until those bugs work out. Yeah, I know it is. I figured it's a bit challenging. A lot of people said that. Yep. Thank you so much for the populars. Yeah, people did say that it's a bit challenging. I know. So, but just like you said, you can't be married to no platform. Listen, at the end of the day, the show can't stop. The show can't stop. You know what I mean? Especially as business owners, we providing a service. The show can't stop because of one thing changes up. So, and I think that's so appropriate for any seasons of your life, right? Like NEC Facts is all about relationships. Absolutely. And this analogy and what's going on right now. Thank you so much for grabbing your daily heart, me. Can definitely be applied to so many seasons in your life, right? Because you're going to have ebbs and flows. You're going to have things that's going to stress you out, your kids, your family, your friends, whatever the case may be. So making financial decisions when your emotions is high, when you don't know what's going on, the uncertainty about different platforms. Oh, can we do it? You know what I mean? The uncertainty of life comes with a level of uncertainty for all of us, right? So what do you do? What do you do with your finances? I feel like if I didn't learn if I I've hoped that creators have learned that yes, creators have learned that you can't hopefully you're not putting all your finances in one place. You can't do it. You definitely have to be, sorry y'all, this camera is going to drive me crazy. I don't know. You can't have all your funds in one place, right? That we talk about that as just like, just as regular, working 9 to 5, not even just not even content creators or business owners. It's like multiple streams of income, making sure that, don't worry, you still you still look short. Do I really? Yeah, it's just like, I think that this will teach you, don't, you can't be all gung-ho on one platform. You have to make sure that you are spread out. And it's the same thing when it comes down to anything, just like, when you have that good 9 to 5, right? And you've been a loyal worker for the last 20 some years, and all of a sudden they decide to let you go. It's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh. So one of the things that I would definitely want to talk about tonight, you guys, and for all, for so much changes going on right now. And it's the start of the year, right? It's about to be February. It's the start of all of these changes, everything going on. One of the things that I always talk about that is just making my point even more, make sure you have some savings, okay? Put it in the chat if you have an emergency savings, because if you do not, I told your camera angle make you look short or didn't know you were tall. Yeah, I know. The camera angle definitely does, for sure. Well, first of all, friend, I'm sitting down. So that's probably why I make me look short. I'm not, though. I mean, as you know, definitely ain't nothing short about me, but there we go. I don't know, for some reason this tripod, y'all, is like driving me crazy. There we go. Yes, like put it in the chat if you have an emergency savings, because you should. The camera about to run away from you. I know, it's just like, because I was messing with the tripod earlier, trying to fix some stuff, but now I feel like it's settled. Put it in the chat if you guys have emergency savings. Like, put yes in the chat if you do, no if you don't. And listen, it is okay if you don't, but here's one of the things that I want to encourage you tonight. If you do not have an emergency savings, if you don't have no savings at all, I would encourage you, listen, it's tax season, y'all. Wait a minute, let's talk about it. It is tax season. So listen, if you are if you're a mom that you usually get, a nice amount of, you get a refund, make sure you put some money aside. Make sure you put some money aside in a savings, okay? Make sure you're not spending all of your money. Tax season, don't remind me. So I do taxes, right? So I've been doing taxes for 15 years, y'all. I've been doing my family and friends taxes for a long time. So me, this is usually a bit, Nate, thank you so much for coming back in. This is usually a busy season for me. But yeah, I did my taxes, and I did it for my business, which was it was a lot. Definitely all of the things. But yeah, so tax season, this is just usually a busy season for me. Yep. So, but is there anything you don't do? Well, when it comes down to finances, probably not. But no, that's one of the things that, like, I've been doing so long, that one of the things that I am working on now is to be a certified tax pro. Can you cook? I mean, yes, because I have 3 kids. Now, here's the question. Do I like to cook? Can I cook? Yes. Nope. No, don't try to say no. Don't try to say no. Absolutely. Can I cook? Now, do I want to all the time? No. Okay. We just gonna keep it real 100. Okay. But can I? Yes. Yes, of course I can. With three boys, I better learn how to cook. Yes, so definitely I definitely know how to cook. Do I want to all the time? No, I ain't gonna lie. Do I want to cook all the time? Absolutely not. No. But when it comes down to finances, yes, I do a lot when it comes down to that for sure. And I'm actually studying to be a certified tax pro. So this is one of the options that I will be offering my clients in the near future for sure. I probably will be specializing in business and personal taxes. Um, Put your youngest son on the live. I know he will tell the truth. He definitely will. He definitely will. He'd be like, "Yep, my mom's cooking is good for sure." But look, he gonna be like, "When she cook it, when she do it, when she do it is good." Yes, thank you so much for liking out the live. So yes, yes, yes. But I mean, I feel like, well, I mean, every financial coach probably doesn't deal with taxes, but I have. Brown skin welcome, and I have, just because, again, for the people that don't know, my mom is an accountant. So a lot of things I have learned from her. And I've been doing my own personal taxes for like at least 15 years, probably. I've been doing my family and friends for at least the last 10. So so that's not new to my family and friends. They always call me like, "Neen, can you do my taxes?" Like, this is just kind of something y'all, it's probably new to y'all. It's not new to like my family or anything like that. So, but yeah, definitely. But I feel like it's still the same in like the financial space, you know what I mean? But yes, it's tax season, you guys. So if you are getting a refund, okay, if you if you don't have any savings, make sure you have a savings, because again, we are living in uncertain times, okay? As content creators, you just don't ever know with your jobs, everything. You just need to make sure that you have savings and make sure that you are living below your means. It is so, so important, especially now, right? We can't control the government. We can't control anything that's going on with these platforms. We only can control what's going on in our house, okay? So I would just say, for all the content creators out there, all the business owners, all of it, make sure that you have number one, for my business owners, you need to have a savings and a reserve for your business, okay? So when that revenue is coming in, you need to put a certain percentage of reserve for the business, for things like this, for things that are going on that is outside of your control. So it's so important. So important. So again, you guys, the topic again is the cost of financial decisions made in stress. Okay. Made in stress. One of the things for point number one would be emotions speed up decisions. Emotions speed up decisions. Okay. So when your emotions is high, right? When you're stressed out, when you have fear, when you're exhausted, when you have anxiety, it speeds up your decisions. You don't want to make financial decisions fast, number one. And number two, you definitely don't want to make it when your emotions is high. Definitely not. So one of the things, when you make emotional decisions with your finances, when your emotions is high, one of the things that it triggers is impulse spending. Let me know if you put it in the chat if you ever have spent money on an impulse, when you like, "Oh, I'm so stressed out. Let me just," big facts. Yes. Have you ever just, like, spent a whole bunch of money because you like, I'm stressed out. Like, I'm just gonna buy this for me because everything else is stressing me out. So let me just buy this. Okay. And not necessarily meaning that you need it, right? But you like, you know what? I don't care. You ever had that "I don't care" attitude? Like, I don't care. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna buy it. Crystal, welcome in, welcome in. Right. Also too, when your emotions are high, and when we talk about your finances, it can cause avoidance, right? When you like, you know what, I'm not even looking at that bill. I'm not even going to look at that that credit card statement. I'm not even going to look at the balance. I'm just going to swipe. You ever feel like that? Like, you know what, I'm just going to swipe and I don't care. Like, I just don't care about the consequences. So again, we want to make sure that we avoid making decisions when our emotions are high, especially when you're fearful of things, right? You don't know what's going on. Oh my God. So we don't know what's going on. This may happen. This may happen. Oh, this is a Crystal, thank you so much for liking out the live. Hey friend, welcome in, Crystal Creations. Hey friend, welcome in. Welcome in. Didn't see you come in the room. Hey friend, welcome in, welcome in. So yes, like it's so important. Okay. Now another thing too is when your emotions are high and you're making a decision about your finances, sometimes it can lead to rush financial choices, right? It can lead you to rush it. To you ever make a decision and you rushed it and you almost have buyer's remorse? Okay. You ever bought something and you have buyer's remorse and you like, oh, Nate, welcome back and welcome back. You ever have buyer's remorse, you guys, where you like, dag, I shouldn't have never bought it. I should have never bought it. Put it in the chat if you ever had buyer's remorse. Let me know. Let me know. Did you ever have buyer's remorse, y'all? I definitely have had buyer's remorse plenty of times. Plenty of times when you look at your bank account and you like, dag, I didn't mean to spend that much. Or you like, dag, I mean, I really didn't need this item. Okay, so emotions speed up decisions. So again, it's so important. Don't make no financial decisions when your emotions is high, because it can lead to rush financial decisions. We don't want to make any decisions when we're rushed. We want to, number one, you want to make your financial decisions in strength, not in weakness, right? So, when you have the weaker moments, right? When you're stressed, when you have fear, when you have anxiety, these may be weaker moments in your life, and we don't want to make financial decisions in our weaker moments, you guys. So I think it's just so important. Remember, emotions don't ask permission; they act fast, right? So emotions don't ask permission, they act fast. So basically, when your emotions is high, right? You just like, oh, I want to spend, I want to spend, I want to spend, right? But instead, do the opposite. When you want to do that impulse buy, when you want to swipe that credit card, when you want to click that Amazon cart, when you want to hit that DoorDash and that Uber Eats, when you want to do all of the things, think twice about it. Make sure that these decisions are being aligned to your goals, right? What's your goals? Making sure that you have a savings, making sure that you're living below your means, making sure that you're getting, making sure you're trying to tackle your debt, making sure that you are budgeting your money. These are things that is important, that is going to help you through, is going to help you get through the good, the bad times, all of that. Okay. So remember, you guys, emotions speed up decisions. Remember that. Remember that. And then also, let me say, and also the damage is usually delayed. Okay. When we make an emotional decision, Cheesecake, welcome in. When we make an emotional decision, remember the damage is usually delayed, y'all. It's usually delayed. So you may not think that the purchase is that bad, or you may not think about it in that moment, like, you know what, it's not that bad. But then it's like delayed gratification. Then you think about it and you're like, deck on wise financial decisions can't be made under duress. Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Because the financial decisions, you want to make it through strength, right? You want to feel confident in the decision that you make with your finances, right? You don't want to feel shaky. You don't want to have any uncertainty. You just want to be like, yep, like I know I made the right decision when it came down to X, Y, and Z. Yep, I need to make that, I chose the right car. I chose whatever it is. I chose the right credit card. I know this is going to help me, whatever it is. You don't want to make it from a place of like, stress. Oh my gosh, I need to make sure I pay my car note. I need to make sure I do this. Or I need to get a payday loan for this. I need to do this because, oh my gosh, so that when your emotions are super high, right? And you stress and the next decision, whether it's good or bad, you making in reference to your finances, which again, the damage can be delayed where you may not feel it at first, right? You may take that payday loan out and then realize that the payday loan has a 30% interest. You may not really, you say, oh, you know what? I needed that 1,500 right now. I needed that 500 right now, whatever the case may be. And then you realize later on that you was like, Dad, you know what? I shouldn't have probably got that payday loan. I shouldn't have probably got that loan. Clinty, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Happy Monday, friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Hello. Thank you so much for grabbing a daily heartbeat, friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. So yes, greetings, Coach. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Welcome in. Welcome in. Truly appreciate you. So we are talking about making financial decisions under stress, or making the cost of financial decisions made in stress. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. And I felt like it was so appropriate to talk about this tonight because of everything going on in the social media world, okay? All of the changes, all of the things that are happening. I can just tell with this live is usually pushed out more. And a lot of people are having low views in their lives. A lot of people are experiencing so many things on here, things that we can't control. But us as business owners, as content creators, we still have to show up, regardless if it's one person in the room. Thank you so much for sharing out the live. Whether it's one person in the room or whether it's no people in the room, I still have to show up. I still have to provide. Chef Tay, welcome in, welcome in. I still have to provide a service. I'm still going to be a financial coach. I'm still going to come on here and share my tips about, financial topics and make it simple. So thank you so much for sharing out the live. I can just tell, but, looking at the room, I'm like, yeah, this is a really, but again, it kind of humbles you. It really does. It humbles you to say that, you know what, in these platforms, you just don't never know. You can have it, one day your room may be rooming and your live may be, so many people. And the next day, it's like, whoa, it's crickets. And you still have to maintain. You still have to maintain your consistency as much as you can. As content creator, you still, if you're a service provider, if you're a business, you still have to provide the business, as well. And then also too, I think it definitely is teaching me as a business owner is that you can't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes down to certain platforms or just social media, period, right? It still needs to be other things that we try to, get customers and serve our community in a way that's not just solely based on social media. So definitely this season is definitely a learning season, you guys, for sure. So one of the things that I also was talking about, the damage. So when we talk about emotional, when we talk about decisions made when your emotions is high, the damage is usually delayed, right? It's usually delayed, you guys. So one emotional choice turns into multiple, okay? Let me know if this is resonating with you guys. Have you ever made a financial decision when your emotions were high, and all of a sudden you just made one decision, and then the one decision turned into two, and then it turned into three, and then it turned into four, and then it just spiraled? Like, wait a minute. I just wanted to did one emotional choice turn into multiple? Did it just spiral into so many other choices? Let me know. And then also too, when you're making decisions, your progress can feel slow, right? Like you can be like, dang, am I making any progress to my debt? Am I making any progress towards my savings? Am I making any progress when it comes down to my budget, right? All of these things can be true at the same time. especially when your emotions are high. Emotions are high. And then also too, you guys, when the damage is usually delayed. Like let's say you take out, a loan and you don't realize, then fees, all of a sudden you realize, dang, I got a fee for this, or all of a sudden I have more debt, or all of a sudden you regret, you start to regret things like, dang, you know what? I shouldn't have made this financial decision. I shouldn't have. Now all of a sudden regret starts to pile up quietly. Like all of these things just start to pile up. You like, oh my God, you got buyer's remorse. You're living in regret. All of that all based upon us making decisions when our emotions are high, when we don't know what's going on, when we can't control the things. Put it in the chat. Listen, I am a control freak, okay? When I mean like I'm control, like when you just want to control things, like you want things done a certain way. I feel like same thing when it comes down to business owners, to content creators. Listen, you just kind of want to control things, okay? You want to control the way the outcome is, right? But again, it is sometimes we can't control it, right? And it's like when you feel out of control with things, right? When you feel out of control, and you're just stressed out about something, do not make a financial decision. Take some time. Sometimes when our emotions is high, sometimes it's okay to just sit in it. I feel like sometimes, you guys, when we rush to make a financial decision and when we don't sit in our emotions, we don't really learn, right? So sometimes we got to sit in it, like say, okay, how am I feeling about this? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling overwhelmed? Okay, let me understand what I'm feeling in this moment, and then say, okay, let me just take some 24 hours to clear my mind. Let me just really understand what's going on, and then let me say, okay, then I can make the financial decision, then I can figure out what's going on. But again, it's so important. Again, emotional spending feels good now, right? It feels good now, but it costs your peace later. Okay? What remember that. So emotional spending feels good now, but it will cost your peace later. So remember that. So sometimes when things are feeling good right now, it's like, ooh, everything's feeling so good right now. And then later on, you like, dang, now I'm really stressed out. Now I didn't realize this bill that, yeah. Okay. So I think that, again, we have to remember that, you guys. And here's the thing that I always say that is so, so important, you guys. Listen, I'm going to say this until I'm blue. Systems protect you when emotions are high. I always, always, always talk about put some systems in place with your finances. Get on a money routine. Make sure that you're have, a budget routine. Make sure you're you know, checking in with your money. Make sure you have a routine that you stick to. Make sure you put some systems in place. Make sure you're tracking your expenses. How are you doing your budget? All of these are so important because remember, systems protect you when your emotions is high, especially if you're a healthcare mom like me in healthcare and you're dealing with patients, you're dealing with families, you're dealing with so many things. You serve. Let's say you're a nurse. Let's say you're a nurse practitioner and you are serving. Okay. And you those systems will protect you when you're exhausted, when you done worked all day, you worked that 12-hour day and you don't feel like looking at making another decision, another nothing. Muku, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Remember, the systems are going to help you. They are going to help you get through the times where you are like emotionally drained. So systems protect you when emotions are high. Remember that. Systems protect you when your emotions are high. Budgeting isn't about restriction, y'all. That's one of the things I say over and if I hear it over and over and over again. When I hear people talk about budgets, I feel like, first thing people think of is, oh my God, like I can't buy anything. If I get on a budget, I'm not going to be able to do anything. My life is going to be boring if I get on a budget. And it's like totally the opposite, right? When you think about a budget, I don't want you to think about restriction, but I want you to think about organization. I want you to think about organization. How do we become more in tap with our own emotional intelligence? Or you mean like how to become more in tune with our emotional intelligence? That's a great question. How do we become more in tap with our own emotional intelligence? I think that's a very great question, friend. To me, I think one of the biggest things, thank you so much, Jojo, for liking out the live. Thank you so much for the follow, friend. Welcome in. I think, one of the things is, thank you so much for grabbing your daily heart, me friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. I think more in tune. Yeah, more in tune to it. Here's what I would say. I would say that being, I guess, like, instead of, I don't want to say medicate, but instead of like allowing something like spending or doing other things to distract you in when you're like when your emotions are high, to actually like sit in it and feel it, and not allow other distractions or other things to not let you feel what's going on, I guess, if I'm saying it like correctly. Because again, like, if we want to really be in tune to our emotions, we kind of gotta like sit in it. And I feel like a lot of times for many people, right, we tend to avoid our emotions. So if you are anxious, or if you have fear, or if you are exhausted, sometimes that's when the impulse buying comes in. So instead of you buying impulsively, instead of you doing some other things, sometimes we just got to sit in it and say, you know what, like, how am I feeling in this moment? How can I feel in tune? Let me listen to my body. Like, how am I feeling? And like, is my heart racing? I feel like sitting in those emotions will allow you to be more in tune to it, because then you'll know how to handle it when it comes up again and again. Hopefully I'm making sense, and hopefully I'm making some sense. Because I think that it is very important to be in tune with your emotions, and I think it takes time. And also too, honestly, I feel like this is, I like, kind of out of my scope a little bit, but I would say also, listen, we all get a good therapist, okay? Good therapist to help us be able to sit more and, become more emotionally intelligent in certain areas. Okay, get the doc art, and welcome in. Get that good therapist that will help you, probably give you some more practical tools and tips to help you. But I think, again, when it comes down to maybe personal finances, is instead of like when you just want to swipe that credit card, when you just want to order that Uber Eats, when you just want to DoorDash, when you just want to, you know what, I'm stressed out, let me just DoorDash, let me just do this. Rose, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Hey, friend. Welcome in. When you want to do that. One and another things too, Nate, that I think is very important too, and some people do, and I know that it helps me, when you take some time and journal. So our emotions should be in sync and not off sync when making financial decisions. I know I was searching for you earlier. I know, Rose. I know you was. Rose. Rose, Rose, Now I did have an excuse this time, y'all. Okay. For all the people that was looking for me a little earlier, I had my niece with me. So, I'm working on it. I feel like it's always something. There's always something, Rose, but we working on it. But I'm here though. Definitely, and especially with everything going on, Rose, with the platform changing, okay? I have to be very aware of some of the words that are being used on here. So, yes, but I'm here for sure. I'm definitely here. And tonight we're talking about, which I feel like the topic was definitely appropriate, of the cost of financial decisions made in stress, right? Hello, Sabrina. Welcome in, SB. Sabrina. Wait a minute. What? I feel like, hello, friend. Wait a minute. What is it? SB or I'm probably saying your name from wrong. Let me know. Definitely. But welcome in Shirley. Oh, Shirley. Listen, the name, the username is throwing me off. Shirley, welcome in, friend. Welcome. And I was like, is it Shirley? I was thinking it was that, but listen, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Sorry about that. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you, Jojo? Thank you so much for liking out the live. How are you, friend? Welcome in, welcome in. Sorry about the name. But yes, I felt like no worries. Yes, I feel like tonight's topic definitely was just appropriate for the, the cost of financial decisions made in stress. And definitely, Nate, I definitely I guess agree with what you're saying too as well. You said so our emotions should be in sync and not out of sync when making our financial decisions. Yes, I definitely agree that our emotions definitely should be in sync. And you don't want to make, again, you don't want to make, like, especially like very important financial decisions when your emotions is high and it's not in sync, because you may have moments of regret. You may not make the smartest or the wisest decisions when it comes down to your finances because you're stressed or you're worried about something. Have you ever made a decision where you're like, oh my gosh, like, I need to make sure I pay this bill, I'm late to this bill, whatever the case may be, and then you just frantically just make a decision and then you regret it later? Have you ever done that? I make an expense calendar and celebrate no spending days. Jojo, I love that, friend. Now you have to step back and think about it. Yes, you have to. When I tell you, Jojo, I love the no spending days. Now I know that is hard for a lot of people, right? So I always say that, because some people have like the no spending months. And one of the things that I talk about as a financial coach is I talk about, deprivation, depriving yourself of things when it comes down to your budget or your finances is nothing that you can sustain. So when you're doing like the no spend challenges or the no spend days, I think that is definitely good, but you do it for a certain period of time. Or just like you said, no spending days, I kind of like that better. Maybe you'll have no spending days on like, the weekend or every other weekend or once a month. I feel like that's more sustainable, because one of the things that you want doesn't include any of my house expenses. Okay, nice. Because one of the things that I always teach, my clients and everything is, number one, I want you to build a budget that you can sustain long term. This is why most people don't budget. This is why most people don't look at their finances. They're in debt because when they feel a sense of restriction, when you feel like, okay, I can't buy this, you're going to overspend. So we want to create budgets. We want to create things that's realistic for real life. So I color code my calendar too. So do I. What, Jojo? When I tell you so do I color code everything. Okay. So I color code, like when I have my business expenses, the business expenses may be in blue, and then maybe the personal expenses is in pink or something. So I definitely love to color code it. And I like stickers, y'all. So I definitely like to put little stickers on there and stuff like that too. So I definitely like that. I'm like a planner girl for sure. But yes, I just think it's just, again, so important to take some time. Again, when you thinking about, can you imagine, making a big financial decision, signing on a house, buying a car, doing all of the things when your emotions is like, oh my God, I gotta do this, or I gotta get this house, or I have to get this car. And then you have buyer's remorse. And you think about, well, dad, maybe I could have bought something cheaper. Maybe if I would have looked a little longer, maybe I would have, got a better deal in reference to the house. Also, I base things I want to buy based off the, okay, wait, you says, I also base the things I want to buy based off the hours it will take me working to get it. Oh, is that like the girl math a little bit, Jojo? You know how they say, they base, they do the girl math and they kind of like, well, this equal this, and they may base some things and it may not like make sense, but I know a lot, especially people in healthcare, when you base things off of the hours that it'll take, like prime example, I know I've had, have like nurses say that, oh, you know what, this may take one overtime check, or this may take me picking up this extra shift, or this may take me, doing two extra days here. Do I want to give that many hours of me for those jeans? Typically, no. Oh, okay. I love that. Yup. So you can may say, okay, well, you know what? Those jeans is gonna cost me, let's say 10 hours or whatever. Like, is that 10 hours worth? I love that analogy. I love that analogy for sure. And again, it just will make you second think when it comes down to your finances. And again, whatever works for you, I feel like is important, because then if it'll make you, second guess or make you think before you purchase it, then I think it's very important, or, it's very good. It's definitely a good step. And especially, you guys, especially when your emotions is high, right? And that's why I talked about systems, y'all. Putting some systems in place. Systems is going to carry you when you're tired. Systems is going to carry you when you can't make another decision. You ever be mentally exhausted, y'all? You ever be mentally exhausted, okay? You done made 1,000 decisions in the whole entire day. And when it comes down to your finances at the end of the day, you like, I don't have the capacity to make another decision. The systems is going to carry you when you say, I can't make another decision. Remember, budgeting isn't about restriction, right? It's about protection, it's about clarity, and it's about grace. And one of the things that we always talk about for all the new people that are here, that are watching, we give ourselves grace when it comes down to our personal finances. And I want you to do the same. Make sure you give yourself grace. If you have overspent in this season, if you have made a financial decision when your emotions are high, it is okay. We can learn from it. We cannot, beat ourselves up about it, and give yourself grace. Know that God's grace is new every single day. His grace and his mercy. So remember that when it comes down to your personal finances. And then also remember to invite God into it. I am a Christian financial coach, so we definitely are going to talk about how important it is to invite God into your finances. Give yourself grace. Invite God into it. Say, God, I'm stressed about this, about this platform, whatever. I'm stressed. Like, I don't know what's going on, right? If you're in a season where it's a stressful season and it's a lot of uncertainty, make sure that you take some time and you pray about it, and you ask God for clarity. You ask him for wisdom. Ask him for wisdom for your next financial decision. God, give me wisdom. Pray over every situation. Absolutely. It's so important. Prayer, I always say prayer changes things. Prayer changes things for sure. It's so important. It's so important. Double twin day, friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. Truly appreciate you. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Miss Treetop. Hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for grabbing your daily heart meat. Thank you so much for grabbing the double twin day. I enjoyed your podcast the other day. I said, I didn't even know you went live and you got a podcast. Like, what? I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. It was so good. Good evening, Jenny. How are you? Mrs. Treetop, I am great. I'm here. Well, thank you all. But thank you so much. Thank you for becoming a title gifter of the roses. Sent the beer. Double twin dad. Thank you so much for sending the beer. Miss Treetop, I am great. Thank y'all so much. I was looking at the thing. I'm great. Listen, trying to navigate. Thank you so much for being a title gifter of the finger arts. Thank you so much for the money, Miss Treetop. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate you. I'm here. Thank you so. Listen, y'all touching a gift gallery. Oh, thank y'all so much. Truly appreciate for the league ball. I know I seen all these new gifts in here. I was like, oh, look at that. Listen, y'all, I done lost all of the 3 fragments. I was at C4, but now I'm at C5. I'm like, I ain't being stressed out about it, y'all. I was like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm definitely not going to do it. But let me know how you guys are. I felt like tonight's topic was definitely appropriate, right? Of all the things going on. Hey, Janine. Hey, Double Twin Day. Hey, friend. Hey, friend, welcome in. We definitely are talking about the cost of financial decisions made in stress. Okay. Because I know it's a lot going on in these TT streets. Okay. It's a lot going on in social media, period. Thank you for the positive words on my podcast. We enjoyed you as well. Yes, I enjoyed. It was so good. It was so good. I love your energy. Listen, like everything about it was absolutely amazing, you guys. If you guys are not following Double Twin Dad, if you want to have a podcast where we talk about, parents, make sure you follow Double Twin Dad. His podcast was great. Okay. Just as parents, I'm glad I was invited, and stress will cost you. Exactly. I'm so glad you were invited into JoJo. I truly appreciate you. And stress will cost you. It definitely will. Stress has cost me plenty of times. Okay. Stress. But then also too, y'all, we can actually change that too. Have you ever not made, again, made a financial decisions when you like celebrating stuff, right? When let's say you got that good raise at the job. Now all of a sudden you like, oh, I can afford this. Cause listen, I remember y'all, I had got like a raise. I don't know, it was like years back. I think it was a big raise too, y'all. It was maybe like a 2 or 3, I don't know, like $3 or $4 raise. When I got the raise, guess what your girl went out and did? I said, oh, now I'm gonna get this. I had a car at the time, then I upgraded to a bigger truck. Okay, what? So sometimes it's not always when we are stressed or when we are, worry and fear. Sometimes it could be the opposite, right? When we doing good, okay? When we doing good and our emotions is high, you just got that good raise, went up and spent more. That's exactly what I did, okay? You feel like you living high, like, oh my gosh, you know what? Oh, now I can afford. And look, that's what they call the lifestyle creep, okay? So sometimes it doesn't always have to be in stressful situations. But here's what I would say, that the same thing in stressful situations, and when you are like, when you are celebrating maybe wins financially, your emotions are still high in both scenarios. Your emotions are still high in both scenarios, right? When you got that good raise, your emotions are still high. You like, oh, wait a minute, what? And then when you're stressed and your anxiety or whatever is going on, your emotions are still high. So in both scenarios, in the positive or in the negative, you don't want to make financial decisions when the emotion we want the emotions to come down, right? I needed to probably let the raise set in, y'all. I probably need to let the raise set in for a while and be like, okay, what can I afford? Do I need a new car? Like all of the things, right? And I think it's the same way when it comes down to anxiety and stress, and especially right now, y'all, right? With everything going on in the platforms, everybody going across the street, okay? Everybody jumping off. Everybody's like, oh, I'm leaving. And again, I get it. Unforgettable Bakery, welcome in, welcome in. And I know everybody's emotions is so high. The platforms, what's going on? What's going on? Thank you so much for liking out the live. Thank you so much for grabbing your daily heart me. But I think that, in these uncertain times, right? When your emotions is high, you don't know what's going on. We don't have any information about certain things. You don't want to make a financial decision when the emotions are high, when you're uncertain about things. Hello, friend. Hello. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for liking out the live. We want to take our time. So one of the things that I think is so important in this situation, right? When we don't know what's going on with the platforms, we don't know what's going on, right? One of the things that I think is so important as content creators, as business owners, make sure you have a savings, okay? Make sure you have a savings. Make sure you're not spending. Thank you so much for becoming a title gifters on the rule size. Thank you so much. Make sure you have a savings. Make sure you're not spending all of your revenue of the business, right? Making sure you have some reserves. I think this is for any areas of your life, right? When you join my being club for 2 months, friend, make sure you living below your means and you have a savings, and that you making sure you have a reserve, because this is going to be important for those, that may couldn't receive their funds on a certain app, or maybe, so many things going on, and the savings will definitely help you get through. Okay. You know what I mean? And I think it's so important. Again, and then also too, like they said, making sure you don't put, my mom used to always say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Thank you so much for being the title gifter of the donuts. My mom used to always say, don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? I feel like if we learn that as content creators, we can't put all our eggs in one basket. We need to make sure that we spread out, okay? On all of the other, right? Yes, okay? Now, even though this, one platform, maybe one that you like, rather than other ones, and that's okay, right? Have a backup to the back. What? Okay. Doubles with that. When I tell you that is so important, have a backup to the backup. Because again, when one thing goes left and you like, oh my gosh, oh my God, oh, my money is, I made so much money on it. Sometimes it's like, well, you had to, when the getting was good, You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you had to ride the wave. Okay. You may have to ride the wave and enjoy it while it was good. That's why I feel like a lot, some people, it's like, oh, you had to ride it to now all of a sudden it's changing. And I think that's what life, you guys, with anything. The one thing that my mom always used to say too, nothing is ever going to stay the same. It's definitely going to change. And I think it's the same thing for, again, social media platforms, all of that. It's going to change. It's not going to be the same. But I feel like as content creators and as business owners, what do we have to do? We have to remain consistent. We definitely do. We definitely do have to remain consistent, you guys. And that's what I'm going to do. Make sure I'm showing up. Okay. Make sure, I'm still a financial coach. I'm still going to talk about the finances, whether it's on one platform or the other platform or wherever. My messages will be the same on all of them, for sure. But I feel like, again, in this uncertain time, we don't know what's going on. Make sure that, again, you don't make financial decisions when your emotions is high. Make sure not. And again, like I said, this can definitely tie into so many areas of your life, not just not just business or social media, but it can be so many areas of your life. Again, remember, one of the practical steps is do the 24-hour pause rule, right? So when your emotions are high, wait 24 hours. If your emotions is high, wait 24 hours before you purchase anything, before you make any serious financial decisions, before, it could be for, just like in this situation, if you're thinking about leaving a certain platform, take some time and wait 24 hours. Maybe for this thing, we may have to wait a little longer. See how things go. See how things are going to iron out. Don't just make a decision like, oh, I'm done because of what you heard on, the news or all of the things. Take some time and say, you know what? Okay, let me analyze what's going on. Let me look, let me see, and figure out what's going to be best for you and your business. But then also too, car dealerships uses strategies to get you emotional. Do they? I'm pretty sure they do. So that could be, I don't know if that's used here or anything like that, but that definitely, I'm pretty sure they do. And they probably are good at it too, using strategies to get you all emotional. So that's why it's so important. But remember, when your emotions is high, you tend to not think clear. You tend to not think clear, and you tend to not make the best financial decisions. Let me know in the chat, you guys, if you ever felt like you made a good financial decisions when your emotions is high. Because I'm definitely going to say the answer is absolutely not. No. I don't feel like when my emotions was high, I made best financial decisions. I feel like I made the best. Never. Exactly, right? Like never. I feel like the best financial decisions that I have made is when I really thought about it, when I had some time to think about it, maybe map out my strategy. Like, okay, does this make sense? Wait a minute. Let me figure out, should I get this loan? Should I get this? I always have to sleep on it or go eat. I'm cracking up. Oh my gosh, I'm cracking up. You said I always got sleep on it, or I need to eat something. I'm cracking up. That is so funny. That is so funny. I get it though. He was like, listen, my mom always tell me, like, if you are confused about something, don't make no decision. If you're confused, if you're like, I can't, I can't think at the table. Oh, you said I can't think at the table. I'm cracking up. I'm cracking up. You said I could not think at the table. All I think about is the food. I get it. I get it. That is so funny. That's so funny. But my mom used to always say too, is like, if you're confused about something and you don't know and you're unsure, don't make any decision at all. Alley Cat, welcome in, welcome in. So it's the same thing for your finances. If you are confused about a financial decision, if you really don't know, if your spirit is unsettled about something, if your spirit is unsettled about, should I take the loan out? Should I get this credit card? Should I do this? Should I do that? If you have that unsettlings in your spirit, don't do anything. Think about it. Number one, think about it. And probably not number one. Number two is think about it. Number one, pray about it. Okay. Pray about it. Ask God to give you wisdom when it comes down to your finances. God, guide me. Don't allow me to make decisions when my emotions are high and what I really don't know. God, give me wisdom and your grace when it comes down to my finances. Allow me to see the next right decision that I should make when it comes down to my finances. And I think this also can be used, and again, what's everything going on in the news and platforms and everything. Ask God for guidance on how he wants you to do moving forward when it comes down to your business or whatever's going on. Ask him for guidance and he will. Kimmy, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Thank you so much for having your daily heart, me friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, friend. Welcome and welcome in. So, yeah, so it's so important. Amen. You say amen for it. Yes, we are talking we are talking about making sure that we're not making decisions when our emotions is high. When our emotions is high. And I also was saying that number one, let God guide you in these times. Absolutely, Kimmy. That's exactly what I said. Okay. And especially, right, for everything that's going on, people are going across the street, people are going across the street, people are jumping ship, y'all. They like, peace, I'm out. And again, that's everybody's decision, but sometimes when you make a Shelton, welcome in. Sometimes when you make them decisions off of like emotions, and then you be like, oh, you be like, peace, I'm out, and then you come back and be like, oh, I'm back, y'all. You know what I mean? You be like, oh, I'm leaving. Do a whole message and be like, I'm leaving, and then you come back and be like, I'm back. I'm back. And sometimes we have to do that, and that's okay. But I think that it's so important to really take some time. Sometimes you gotta see things. You gotta let the smoke clear. Okay. Sometimes we gotta let the dust. We gotta let things clear and be like, okay, well, we'll see. We will see how things go, right? We will see how things go. Because I do believe that there is something to be said that God will work it out, whatever it is. If it's your season to transition, then it may be your season to transition, and that's okay. But I do believe that, yes, let the dust settle for sure, for sure. For sure. And then the glitches and all that's going on, right? The rooms, the view, all there's so much glitching and everything going on and all, and it's just like we have to let them work the kinks out of all of that. So yeah, I think that it's again, and again, it takes time, right? It takes time. Change takes time. Sometimes change is not always. I'm going to grind through it. Exactly. Double twin dad, so am I. Listen, and again, like I said, I think the biggest thing to be said too is like, if to make sure for content creators, for business owner, do not make sure that this platform is your only one. Make sure that you're streaming on all of them, which I do anyway. That's what I've been doing anyway. America, welcome in, welcome in. Now, will I say that this one platform has given me a lot of visibility? For sure. For sure, for sure. I'm not going to negate that, for sure. For me, I've gotten a lot of clients from this one platform, for sure. But again, it's, sometimes, you change, you pivot, all of that. And then sometimes you let the kinks work. Oh, thank you so much for grabbing your daily heart meet in the 2026's friend. Welcome in, welcome in. And sometimes you just kind of gotta let things figure itself out. Let it see. And then sometimes God can say, you know what, for us being obedient, for us making sure that we're consistent in what we do, and he's still coming on and showing up and still having the message that he wants us to deliver, to make sure that you are talking to your community, what you built. Like, I think that that's so important throughout the uncertainty and all the things, that we still remain consistent as creators, as business owners, because that's going to carry us through for sure. I think it's just going to carry. And I think that is can be said also too in your personal life too as well. Thank you so much for the donuts, Kimmy. You know, sometimes I feel like a lot of times when the blessing is around the corner, we want to jump ship right before God said, I'm about to bless you, but you try and move too fast. Okay. Like, wait a minute, right? You ever make a move and be like, dang, you know what? I shouldn't have made that move. I should have just waited. I should have just waited a little bit longer. Okay. You ever feel like that? To maybe you got a job offer. Maybe you just like, dang, I should have just waited for that. But I've been here. Okay. You ever feel like, dang, man, I should have just waited. Dang, man, I shouldn't have made a decision when my emotions was high. I shouldn't have made a decision because everybody in their mind was just, you know what I mean? I should have just waited a little longer. I think it's the same thing, that we can use that same analogy. Ex Coach Jean, and welcome in, welcome in. Same analogy now, you guys. Same analogy now. Sometimes God say, you know what? I need to wait. I mean, you need to wait. Who are you trusting? Who are you trusting in? Are you trusting in a platform, or are you trusting in me? Because remember, I just want y'all to remember one thing. God got the final say. Know that God has the final say. I have been there when the uncertainty about finances, when it comes down to certain things. But then I got to remember the God that I serve. And I'm like, okay, God has the final say. I don't care what, maybe going on, the government, all of that. God has the final say. He has the final say. So stay encouraged to all the people, the uncertainty, all of the things that are going on. Maybe in your finances, maybe you're uncertain, maybe you're praying for a financial blessing, and you're like, God, Lord, I need a financial blessing right now. And God said, listen, I have the final say. Trust God enough. Trust God enough with your finances. Trust God enough with your business. Trust God enough that he will send you the right people. He will put you in front of the right people in spite of everything else that's going around. In spite of that, trust God enough that, again, he will bless your finances. He will guide you through your business. Trust God enough. And again, it's so important that, remember, when our emotions are high, take some time to say, you know what, let me just sit on this. Or, let me just think about this. Let me just think about it. It's so important. Budgets fail when emotions lead. Remember, budgets fail when your emotions lead. When your emotions is leading your financial decisions, budgets fail, savings fails, debt fails. It's so important. But remember, peace always pays dividends. So remember, peace. Kaylee, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. So if you really want to take some time, when it comes down to your personal finances, remember that if your emotions is high in the season, if you are stressed about things going on, things that you may have seen in the news, maybe things going on at your job, maybe things going on in your personal life, remember to take some time to say, you know what, God, to ask God, to say, ask God for wisdom, strength, and direction for your next move. Is so, so important. And again, when your emotions are high, when it comes down to your finances, don't make no financial decisions. Make sure you pause. Give yourself grace. Okay. Pause and give yourself grace. To Sean, hey friend. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Hey friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. We are talking about, or we talked about, not making financial decisions when your emotions is high, friend. Okay. When your emotions is high, do not make that financial decision. And I felt like it was appropriate, friend, to talk about that with everything going on, right? Everything going on in the news and everything going on, everybody emotions is all over the place. Like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You know, like, oh, tell them, friend, yes, it's so, so important. Don't make, no financial, especially not big ones. Like, the small ones that definitely, are important. But like me and big financial decisions, when your emotions is high, mean you want to live in regret, buyer's remorse, all of the things. That's why we talked about, making sure, one of the things that's so important is doing the 24-hour rule. When your emotions is high, wait 24 hours. If you are thinking about any financial decision, maybe you're thinking about a loan, maybe you're thinking about credit card, maybe you're thinking about, you know, whatever it is that you're thinking about when it comes down. Maybe you're thinking about a job move. I don't know. Whatever you are thinking about, wait 24 hours. Take some time to really, sit on it. Make sure that one of the things that I said earlier, that you want to make a financial decision in strength and not weakness. Again, I'm going to say that again. You want to make a financial decision in strength and not weakness. So if you feel like you're uncertain about certain things when it comes down to your finances, take some time and, take some time to pray about it. Take some time to just really pause and say, you know what? Let me just think about this. Let me think about this. Remember that God gives wisdom, not urgency. The God that we serve, he gives wisdom and not urgency. Peace is confirmation. When you have peace about a certain topic, maybe about your finances, maybe you're like, I don't know, should I do this loan or should I do this loan? Should I get this credit card? Should I not get this credit card? When you are at a moment or a place in that decision where peace comes, that's where your confirmation comes from, right? So when you have peace about a financial decision that you have made or is making, that's another way that God is confirming that this is the right decision. Remember, confusion is a signal to pause. If you're confused about anything, that is a signal for you to pause. So if you're confused about getting that debt, if you're confused about, oh, should I buy that? If you're confused about, I don't know if I should get that loan. I don't know if I should. If you have any type of confusion, it's a signal for you to pause. Because remember, we want to make sure that we make our decisions from a place of strength and not weakness. And then also too, you want to allow time for God to give you wisdom and to show you the next right financial decision that you should make. So let me know, you guys, if this is resonating with you in the chat. Put it in the chat if this is resonating with you guys. Let me know if you guys just feel like this is just a stressful season for you guys. Also, to you guys, number one, listen, it's tax season. Listen, makes sense, fam. Okay. Listen, put it in the chat if y'all ready to get them good taxes. Okay, you ready to do we are being tested. We are. And listen, double twin dad, only the strong will survive. Okay. When we being tested, only the strong will survive. For sure. Definitely. Let me know in the chat. Are y'all ready for them? God got us. We just have to be patient. Absolutely. For sure. I agree 100%. 100%. Patience is key. And I think that's what all areas of our life, one of the things is, you ever heard the saying, haste make waste? Haste make waste. Don't make a decision hastily. Don't make a financial decision hastily. Haste make waste. You don't want to regret or be like, dang, that wasn't a good move, because you're making it hastily. You're making it quickly. You're making it when your emotions is high. All the weaklings will run and leave the room for us to eat. I know. I know. They sure will. Or they're gonna be, listen, now I tell you one thing, they could be living in regret, like, dang, I shouldn't have never went across the street. Yep, they're gonna be like, I should have never went across the street. Cause you know what they always say, y'all. The grass seemed greener on the other side until you actually go over there, and the grass could be like mud. And again, like I said, some people may say, no, this was my season and I'm ready to pivot, and that's okay. That's okay. But definitely taking your time to make a decision. Let me know if you guys are ready for tax season. Okay. Did anybody do their taxes already? Put it in the chat. Did you do your taxes? Are you ready? Do you get a nice refund? Like, how does that go? Listen, you guys, I have said this before. I've done taxes for I have not. Are you ready for it? Because I think I am going to do a couple lives. One of the things I'm going to be careful what I say, because I am working towards, being a certified tax pro, but I have been doing taxes for like 15 years. And this is usually one of the busier seasons for me, because people are like, oh, Neen, can you do my taxes? But one of the things is I feel like I want to do a live for just regular people. How can you prepare during tax season, right? Especially as business owners. How are we being prepared? Number one, I'm going to tell you one thing. I did my taxes for my business. I normally don't get a big refund, but having 4 kids does help me not owe anything. Yes, I know it do. Listen, I know it do. I know it do. I would say one of the things, this is the first year that I did, my taxes for my business. And baby, okay, I was like, whoa, like all of the things. Number one, y'all, as a business owner, okay, I just want to say, you got to make sure you are organized, okay? Let me just tell y'all that. You need to be organized, because all of the things that I had to check and make sure and go back and look at the number. Thank God that a lot of this stuff is digital, y'all, right? So sometimes you just have to pull up apps. Sometimes you may have to go back. Okay, when did I start this? When did I buy this? But you have to be organized, okay? Listen, and I feel like the same thing for personal taxes. You need to be organized. But if you a business, you definitely need to be super organized, okay? Because if the IRS wants to audit you, you can write off a lot of things. And I know people say all the time, you can write off this, you can write off that. You can, especially as a small business. I just literally went through my taxes and did it all for a small business. You can write off a lot. But remember, when writing all these things off in a proper way, you want to make sure that you have the receipts for that, okay? Because if the IRS was ever to audit you, okay, because sometimes people, say they say things, oh, I'm a business, and things like that. So if they ever was to audit you, you want to make sure you have things in place. You want to make sure you cross your I's and dot your T's, okay? Dot your I's and cross your T's, whatever. Okay, so that's one of the things. So these are I feel like definitely some of the things that I can talk about, like in the live that we do about taxes. And it's just going to be general stuff. Like, how can we stay organized? Do you have maybe do you have a certain because what I have, you guys, is I have a text folder, and I have like all of my W-2s for out the year. How are you staying organized with all your paperwork and your documentation? If you go to a tax pro, if you go to somebody that does your taxes, one of the things is, I'm just tell you, as a tax professional myself, clients that come that have all of their receipts and organized makes our lives much simpler. Okay. So if you say, you know what, I don't go to, I don't do my own taxes, that's fine. But if you have your information organized in a way, make sure you keep a folder for all your W-2s, a folder for your receipts. All of these things are so important. So then that way and again, what do I say all the time, you guys? And this could definitely, relate to this topic. Put some systems in place for this tax season, right? What some systems can you put in place? Maybe you have a system to make sure that you have, when you get your W-2, you put it in this folder. When you have your receipts, you put it in this folder. When you're tracking this, you put it in this folder. That's one of the things. Systems is always going to carry you, y'all. systems. So, people that are preparing for this tax season, I think that's one of the things that, we can talk about in the live. A couple other tips on, maximizing your refund, right? How can we maximize our refund? And how can we make sure that we are getting, a return, ROI, return on our investment, right? And then another thing too is maybe we can, talk about sometimes thinking about, well, if you are getting a larger refund and then maybe you want to see more of that money during the year, that may be a strategy as well. How are you claiming your exemptions or your W-2 for your job? What are you using? Are you using single and zero? Are you claiming your kids during the year? What tax bracket are they taking out of your taxes? You know what I mean? Some people like the big refund and the and around this time, some people want their money in their check, right? So making sure all of these things align, right? Making sure. So thank you so much for the popular. So I think that there's so many things that you may say, you know what, I got a big refund this year, but next year I want to make sure that I see more of that in my check. Because remember, you guys, when it comes down to a refund, it just means that the government has taken more money during the year from you and they just refunded it back. So it's almost like giving the government a small loan of your money. Okay, let me just say that. A small loan of your money, and then they giving it back to you, right? So who would just want to use, I want my money up front, okay? I don't want to loan you my money. Like, no. So sometimes it's important to change your exemptions, making sure that, that they're not taking as much in. Again, sometimes when we change it, right, we're seeing more money in our checks. And then now sometimes, again, we may not necessarily have gotten that raise, but we have changed some things with our taxes and now we're getting more money. And now that's going to lead to us saving more, getting out of debt faster. It's like a whole domino effect, y'all. Okay, so this is a really important season, especially starting out the beginning of the year. How do you want your 2026? What's your goals for your finances? If you want to save more, these are the things that you can think about during this tax season. Okay, some things you may want to change, some things you may want to adjust. Also too, you may think about, there are tax benefits to what we talked about in the other live, high yield savings accounts. We talked about HSAs. So right now, we when it comes around for your job, for you to be able to choose these accounts, you will see on your taxes how that benefits you. Okay, so again, that's what we can definitely do a live on that for sure, just to get prepared for this season. And if you are one of those people that do get a nice little refund, which, listen, I used to get a nice little refund, you guys, and it used to go to my kids' school. Okay, but when I was younger, I was just like, you be feeling rich. Like when you get that good taxes, you be like, ooh, I got some money. Like, so we definitely want to be wise. We definitely want to be wise with what God has given us and just be good stewards of it. So make sure, you guys, make sure. Yeah, look, Twin Dad, you know how I was when you get that good refund check. Okay, listen, you be like, ooh, what can I buy? What can I buy? Yes. Listen, you know how we get. Y'all know how we get when you get that good refund. You be like, oh, I'm about to go get me this shop. Exactly. Oh, listen, I was about to say, listen, you be like, oh, I'm about to go get that Louis bag. America, welcome back. I'm about to go get them Gucci shoes. I'm about to do the things. Listen, I'm guilty of it, y'all. That's what I'm saying. And hibachi for the whole family. You said we about to be hibachi for the whole family. Okay. I'm cracking up. Journey of Faith, welcome in. I'm cracking up. That's so funny. You said, listen, we about to be living our best life. Okay. Listen, yes, I love it. So y'all know how it is. People, listen, you walk a little different with that good tax money. You be like, wait a minute. I don't have to deal with this. Wait a minute. Okay. You definitely be thinking you doing something with it. And then before you know it, the money done spent, y'all. And then now we back to the living to check. Okay. The money done spent and you like, dag man, I gotta go to work. Balling for two. Listen, doing that 2 good months though. 2 good months, you ready to leave your job and everything. You like, well, wait a minute, you know what? I don't got to deal with this. 2 months, and then you like, you know what? Okay, let me just let me just deal with it. Let me just, but 2 months, you like, ooh, I don't got to deal with this. Be balling for 2 months. That is crazy. Yes. And then reality hits. Mercedes about to be repo. Listen. Listen, you know how it is. Tay Tay, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow, friend. Hey, welcome in. Welcome in. We are talking about tax season, and if you are ready for it, okay, I'm gonna stop. No, because it's so true. It's so true. I'm cracking up because it's so true, and I know so many people can relate, even though they may not be saying it. They definitely can relate. I can relate. Balling out on them taxes. Okay, welcome in, Taya. Welcome in. We are talking about taxes, and if you are ready for this tax season that we have, are you prepared? Do you get a big refund? And how we can make sure that we are making the best financial decisions if you do get a refund. Okay, every cent helps. If you do get a little refund, what are you doing it? What plans do you have for your money? Because it's so important. It's so important to make sure that we have plans for our money. Because listen, y'all, if we do not have any plans for our money, it's gonna go. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you just like, you know what, I'm just going, I'm gonna say like it is going to go, and you gonna look up and be like, what did I spend it on? Because you didn't have no plans for it. If you don't have no plans for your money, if you gonna look up and it's gonna be gone, and we're gonna be back to the check. So one of the things that I would say, if you do get a refund this year, make sure you put some money aside. Make sure you put some money. You know what? This could be your start of your high yield savings account. If you don't have a high yield savings account and you was like, you know what, I can barely save, and you do get a refund. Maybe even if you get a small refund, a couple $100, I don't know, right? Whatever it is, this is your what do I want to say? This is your look, I'm trying to figure out what I want to say. This is your reason, right? Or this is your indication that open up the high yield savings account. Open it up, definitely. So if you've been waiting, if you've been putting it off, and be like, oh, I'm gonna do it, do it. Okay. Make sure you put some, if you're getting a refund, make sure you put some money in there. America, welcome back in, friend. Welcome back in. Make sure you put some money in there. Okay. It's so important, you guys. So important. Let me see how long I've been on live, y'all. How long I've been on here chitter chatting? Y'all know your girl be on here chitter chatting all the time. But definitely we gotta stay consistent. We have to still show up when we don't feel like it, when we tired. Okay, when we tired, when we don't feel like it, still show up and be consistent. And I'm trying to do that. Bear with your girl. I was later today, y'all. I started at almost 9 o'clock, and I was supposed to be on here at 8, y'all. Bear with your girl. Okay. So I'm definitely going to do better with that. Definitely. But I will say that I still will be doing my lives, coming on here Monday through Thursday, you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. I am going to probably hop off. I'm definitely going to, always end with a prayer. Twin Dumpling, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. It's all good. We all living life out here. Yes, we are. We all are. Yep. We definitely are. We definitely are, you guys. And I just wanted to encourage all of the creators, all of the, business owners, all of the things. I know it's a lot of things going on in all of these social media platforms and all of the things, but stay encouraged. Tasty Creations, welcome in. Stay encouraged. Pray about it. Ask God to give you strength when it comes down to your business, when it comes down to what platform you should be on. All of that give you strength. Also too, when your room is not rooming, when the views are low, all of that, still show up consistently, still post the content, still, do the things that you need to do to get in front of the right people and your target audience. Stay consistent. Life, business, all of the things, that ebbs and flows, you guys. It's ups and downs. It's good moments and it's low moments, right? And it's like, I feel like our character is being built in the moments that are not so good, right? Your character is being built. Well, it's so good. It's one thing to be a social media content creator when, you got all of the views. Most moto, welcome back in, friend, welcome back in. When you got all of the views, when your room is rooming, and then, all of the things. But it's like, okay, when it's not, right? When it's not rooming, when platforms are changing, then what should we do, right? And it's so important to make sure that all of our decisions are guided through what God says, right? So ask God to give you wisdom when it comes down to your business, give you strength. And again, like I said, it's ebbs and flows, it's ups and downs to it. And I think that's life for us. That's life for us, for sure. For sure, y'all. Definitely. But I appreciate all of you guys. You know that I always close out with a prayer. And we're going to say this short prayer. God, help us manage our emotions before they manage our money. Cover our finances with wisdom, patience, and peace, oh God. Teach us to steward what you have entrusted in us as well. And I pray all of these things in this uncertain time, you guys, and God, for all of the creators, the business owners. God, I just pray for wisdom and guidance with our business. In Jesus' name, I pray all of these things. Amen. All of the people that are watching on the replay, all of the people that are watching live, I pray that, again, that God protects our business, protects our platforms, protects our reach, again, through these trying times, through the good, the bad, the ups and downs. Amen. Yes, amen. For the good, the bad, the ups and downs, it is going to be that way. But stay encouraged, stay consistent. I'm saying this to myself too, y'all. Okay, I'm saying this to myself. Stay encouraged, stay consistent, keep posting the content, making sure that you are on all of the social media platforms, and making sure that, we're doing all the things, you guys. We got to stay consistent and make sure that we're doing all of the things. And again, this could be the same for your personal finances. If you're in a season that you're really stressed about your money, ask God to give you wisdom. Pray about it, you guys. Again, I hope this live blessed you. I hope you learned some things. Everybody watching on the replay, put replay in the chat. I do make sure that I look at the messages, and this will let me know that you watched the live. Truly appreciate it. Thank everybody watching on the tickety talk on the Book of Faces in the YT live. Truly appreciate it. I will be on here tomorrow. I don't know what we're talking about, you guys. I got to get these like theme days and theme lives, so then that way you can know, like, we have a rhythm to what we talking about, for sure. But until then, I want you guys to remember, budget with faith and prosper with grace. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.